You're on mute.
Thank you. Hello, hello, everyone. I've got a little bit different setup here than I normally do because we're doing an AromaTouch technique demonstration and an introduction. So my name is Stephanie Hilgendorf. I am your Diamond Wellness Advocate with doTERRA. And like I said, today we're going to be talking about the AromaTouch technique, what it is, and I'll show you a little bit of a demonstration. So first things first, I want to talk really quickly about our holiday products that are coming up. Our holiday products will be here starting next Saturday on the 1st. Super, super exciting. We will not have a class on the 1st because I will be out of town on a little trip. But all of the holiday products, I'm going to be sending out a text as a reminder. I'll be posting it in our Facebook group about just get ready because some of those things, like that cute little owl diffuser, are going to be going quick. So just kind of keep that in mind. So, first things first, not second things first. First things first is done. Second thing, now we have the AromaTouch technique. What is it? It is a systematic way to apply oils to the back and to the feet, to the spine and the feet, to bring homeostasis or overall balance to your body. We have 8 oils that we have, and we have 4 different systems basically that we are trying to target in order to bring homeostasis or balance to your body. The first 2 are for relaxation. We have balance and lavender. We have those 2 are to start and kind of get the body and the nervous system into check and calm. Then we have tea tree and on guard, which are to help support the immune system and kind of to bring that as far as bringing that immune system back to where it needs to be or to help support that immune system. Then we have AromaTouch and Deep Blue, which are for inflammation in the body. And then we have Wild Orange and Peppermint to kind of help invigorate and to get you going for the day. And so, again, it is a systematic way to add these oils to the body in order to bring balance. And you can use this if you're feeling under the weather. You can use this if you need to have a little bit of extra jolt to kind of get yourself going to just, and again, you could do this every week to just kind of bring balance to the craziness that goes on in our lives. So I have a model here. I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera over. I'm going to leave the volume on this one so you can hear me better. But I've got another camera set up over there so you can kind of see how it's set up. I will be just doing a demonstration today. It's not going to be a full AromaTouch. I'm going to kind of do, I'll show you kind of a halfway to kind of for time purposes. But I will be traveling hopefully soon to different areas to do a workshop to where you can join in and to learn how to do this, like the actual ins and outs of it. So that way you can do this for your family, for your friends, for yourself. Okay. So give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and switch the cameras around. Okay. So hopefully you can still hear me. We've got our model here. The only thing that we need to have is exposed back and feet. Well, the feet don't need to actually be exposed. So you would just have somebody put in like a button down shirt on backwards and come out and they can lie down on this. You could do this on a bed. I have a massage table here. And the first thing that we're going to do, I always like to add coconut oil to the back first, just because you never know if somebody is um, sensitive to their skin. I always like to add a little bit of coconut oil. And if you notice that if you, especially when it comes to the tea tree or lavender or tea tree or on guard, if it's a little bit spicy, that would be one of those things that you can add more coconut oil if you need to. So I have my oils just kind of set up right here. I'm going to actually put them right down here next to the person's legs so that way I can easily grab them and access them. Once I kind of make contact with the body, the AromaTouch is meant for a touch, right? And so I'm actually going to Give me a second. I'm gonna make sure that I pin this video so that way it's big for everybody. Spotlight it for everybody. So that way, just making sure we got this all good to go for everybody. Highlight, that's what I'm gonna do, spotlight for everybody. Okay, so that way it's big for everybody. Okay, so with the AromaTouch technique, you wanna make sure that you have that touch, that connection. That's one of the things that kind of helps bring balance back. And so kind of once you start with the procedure, you're not going to break any type of contact. You're going to make sure that you remain contacted, whether it's their arm is right here and I'm touching them. So that way they know where I am the entire time. But first we're going to add some balance oil. And then what you do is you just kind of make sure that you're applying the oil all the way through the back. And because this is the very, very first one, balance is very grounding. Normally, this would be kind of like a silent treatment, one of those things to where you're supposed to bring relaxation. But because this is a demonstration, I'm going to be talking throughout. So this is kind of like the very first part of this connection between this person. And you just kind of sit here for a second and make sure that you start feeling that connection with that person. Yep. Breathing is starting to slow down. I don't know if you've noticed that. It's okay. Now we're going to go ahead and add the lavender. And it's usually about 3 to 4 drops, 3 to 5 drops. And we're going to go ahead and make sure we have the oil that we just put drops on. We're basically evenly spreading it out throughout the spine. Now we're going to do something called palm slides, okay? First, we're going to do it on this side. I won't do it on the second side just for time purposes. And also, I'll show you just a second. So you're going to palm slide and you're just basically spreading that oil throughout the person's back and into their scalp. Systematic way. Along the spine, we have all of these nerve receptors up through our neck. And just kind of like with reflexology type things, you don't want to just stop something at the neck because then it just kind of stops there. You want to make sure that you go all the way through the scalp to kind of help continue that process. Now, normally I would like swing around this way, but my couch is in the way. So I will walk around, still touching her the whole time. I'm sorry if it tickles. And then you do the same palm slides on this way, right? But again, I'm not going to do that full time here. I'll go ahead and finish her off again the other side just for time purposes. So you'll do the palm slides, that side, the palm slides, this side, and then we work on zone activation. So if you know anything about like Chinese medicine or reflexology, your body is in different zones. And so you basically kind of just, this is called the zone activation part of it. And then that's zone 1. Then we have zone 2. We sweep around the shoulders and always finish off at the scalp. And again, this is just a demonstration, not necessarily teaching you how to do it, but just so if I ever say, hey, I'd love to come do an AromaTouch technique on you, this is what you would be experiencing. Now with the lavender, there's also an earlobe massage, just to add a little bit extra to that relaxation part of it. I've got now oils on my fingers. There's reflexology points in your ears. Just do that little bit of massage on your ears to just Finish off that relaxation point. Now we're moving on to the immune system. So we have tea tree. Now we will spread it out the same way we've done before. Just kind of slide it up the spine to make sure it's evenly distributed. And then we start with the palm slides, making sure that we're evenly distributing the oils all along the back and finishing up through the scalp. Now this could be done pretty quick if you need to get this done like very fast, or you could take your time. So 3 palm slides on one side. And then like if you're on a bed instead of a massage table and you can't get around to the other side, you could kind of just do the palm slides this way. It's easier to kind of like push it than it is to pull it. But that's how you would do that. So you would then do the palm slides on the other side, and then we would come over here again for the zone activation. First one, you just go all the way up to the scalp. And we have zone 2. And last zone. Okay, so that's tea tree. Now we're going to do On Guard. Again, one of the best oils out there. Ooh, that one's coming out a lot. So you're then going to make sure that you evenly distribute along the spine. And again, with the palm slides, making sure you're distributing along the rest of the back. The nice thing about the AromaTouch technique, when you're learning it for the first time, there's actually a video that they've created that you can just have the video playing and you can just watch it, because all these different steps, sometimes you're like, what was next? I can't remember. And then you would walk around and then do the palm slides on the other side 3 times. And then we have the zone activation. So each one of these, except for balance in the beginning, would have some sort of zone activation. Now, for On Guard and Deep Blue, we are going to do something called the thumb walk. So it's kind of like a little mini circular massage, but again, this is not a massage. This is a way to add the oils to your back and spine, or your back and feet. But it's just a thumb walk that goes right up to the base of your spine, base of your neck, top of your spine, base of your skull. And it's just on either side of the spine. Just to kind of drive this oil into where all of those nerve receptors are on the spine. Okay. Now, our first 2 sections are done. We had our relaxation with balance and lavender, and we just finished tea tree and On Guard. Now we're moving on to inflammation support with AromaTouch oil. Same thing again. You're just going to evenly distribute the oils here along the spine. Then we're going to do the palm slide. Same thing every time. Pretty simple once you kind of do it a few times. And again, you would do 3 palm slides on each side. And right here, I'm just going to do one on this side just to kind of help at least even it out just a little bit. And then the next thing is the zone activation. Zone 3. And 4. And 5. And that's it for the AromaTouch oil. The next is one of my favorites, Deep Blue. And here's another really cool thing. With the AromaTouch kit, you get a large Deep Blue, 15 milliliter instead of just the little dinky 5 milliliter. So again, you're going to evenly spread along the spine. And then the palm slides. And again, this part could take as slow or as long as you need it to, depending on what you can do. And then you would walk around the table and do the other side. I'll just do this once right here to make sure we kind of have some even distribution. And then we would have the zone pull or zone activation. Zone 3. Zone 4. And again, this could take a little bit longer if necessary too. And zone 5. And now we do the thumb walk. Just like we did with the on guard, we will also do this to drive it in a little bit better with the Deep Blue. Things in this system or this technique go usually in 3s and 5s. I don't know if that's helpful or not. 3 passes over the ears, along the spine for the thumb walk. Okay, now that part of the technique is done. We're going to go ahead and cover her back just to have a little bit of warmth there. And now we're going to work on the feet. So I'm going to turn on the camera for this one. Let's see. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to go ahead and spotlight the other camera. I have to turn on the camera first. Now you're going to spotlight this one. I'm just going to show you over here what we're going to do to the feet. see if we can make this work. I know that's so interesting, right? Okay. So I'm going to have my coconut oil and my wild orange and peppermint right there. So we're going to come here for the feet. So making sure we got the best view of the feet right there. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. I'm sorry if you're ticklish. I'm going to really try to not make sure that you're not ticklish. So add the coconut oil to your hand. If they are ticklish, just put a little bit more force, a little bit more. Sorry, stop. You can't. Come on, help me out, kid. So you're going to add the oil to your hand. So we have wild orange. We're going to apply it here. And then we are going to add the peppermint. So we're not adding them together initially, but we are layering them. So I did the wild orange. Now I have the peppermint. Now we have 3 zones here. We have this top part of the foot, we have this middle part of the foot, and then we have the bottom part of the foot. And so what we're going to do is we just do little itty bitty circles, kind of like in a little snake fashion, right? And we're going to start with zone 1 at the top, or the little top part of the heel section. Let me make sure if I can get that a little bit better. And then you're just kind of like a zigzagging along the foot in these little itty bitty circles, like a little foot massage. But again, this is not a massage. We do not manipulate the muscles. It's just a way to systematically add oils to the back and to the feet. And then all the way down to that big toe. Now we have the 5 zones that we're going to do here on the feet. Instead of doing it on the back, like we did it for everything else, we're going to do the 5 zones on the bottoms of the feet, which is really good for reflexology. But you're starting at the top. Zone 1 goes with the first toe, then the second toe, then the third toe. This time, what we're going to do, it's a thumb walk, right? You're just going to go down the foot, just slowly, all the way down to the big toe. Then the second zone, all the way down to the second. And this is why a bolster right underneath the feet would be good to have these feet lifted up just a little bit, ever so slightly. This is down the third. Then we're down the fourth. We're not circular thumb walking, but we're just kind of pulsing down. Now I just did 1 time for each zone, but normally you do go down 3 times. 1, 1, 1, and then 2, 2, 2, doing that thumb walk all the way down for each zone. And then when we're done, we do a zone pull. So we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's zone 2 on the second toe. This is the third toe, then the fourth toe, then the fifth toe. And then you would cover this foot and do everything again on the second foot. I'll do that for her later on, but just for timing purposes, we're going to go ahead and leave that toe here. Pretend we did both sides. And then I'm going to go ahead and change our camera back to this other camera. Spotlight this one once again. Should have somebody here doing my technology. Give me just a second. So after you're done with both feet, you cover them both up. Make sure she's nice and toasty. You're going to bring the oils back over here to the back. You're going to expose the back one more time. We're going to finish this off with our wild orange and peppermint. So again, we're going to go ahead and add the wild orange. That one comes out really fast. That's why we have our new caps on our bottles. We're going to go ahead and layer these. We have the wild orange that we've added all into the spine. And now we are going to do peppermint. And again, adding these into the spine. And then we will do the palm slides here. We're not going to do the zone activation on this one because we just did that on the feet, right? But we will do the palm slides, evenly distribute. And then you would walk around the table and do the other side. I'm just going to evenly distribute this one side here. And then just like we started with the balance, we're going to finish that here with our heart circle. And kind of like how we started, we're going to finish it just like this. There is one more thing that we're going to do after we have finished all of these different oils. We are then going to do a lymphatic system or lymphatic activation. So I don't know if you know, but we have a cardiovascular system and a respiratory system that all have like pumps. So like our air pumps through our lungs, our heart pumps the blood through our body, but our lymphatic system does not have a pump. And so skipping, rebounding, jumping, running, even walking will activate the lymphatic system. So we've just added all of these oils into our system. We want to make sure that we have our lymphatic system activated so they can move the oils to where it needs to go. So we're going to go ahead and then cover the back up once again. Okay. You're going to go down to the feet. I'm going to actually take these oils so that way I don't accidentally knock them off. And then how we activate the lymphatic system, like I said before, we do this, usually it's by like jumping or rebounding or something like that. And so we're just going to, there's these little pulses. So if you ever get an AromaTouch technique and you're like, what is this that they're doing at the very, very end? It's activating your lymphatic system. So you do that. We're going to do that 3 times. Again, we do pretty much everything in 3s and 5s on here. And then you cover up. You kind of give them a nice little, we are done. You go ahead and rest and relax however much you need to, but you're going to stay here so I can finish your feet. So I'm going to go ahead and just switch the camera back over here. I'm actually going to put this one on mute. So I can answer. Hold on. I got to turn the volume down. Listen. There we go. Now, any questions that anybody might have about the AromaTouch technique and how that works? And if I can do one for you coming up. Any questions at all? Okay, well, that was your demonstration for our AromaTouch technique. Please reach out if you have any questions or if you'd like a demonstration in an area near you, or once I become an AromaTouch ambassador, coming out and teaching you and your family and friends to do this for you or with you. Oh, that's a great question, Kimberly. Can you do it on yourself? So you can work on your feet yourself, but it's really kind of hard to reach your back to kind of actually do the palm slides and all that kind of stuff. There is an AromaTouch hand technique, which just takes about 5 minutes, that you could do that to yourself. That we can actually go over that another time, but it's just a simple way to add, and that one you can use whatever oil you feel like you're in need for. You basically apply it to your hand, the front and the back, and you kind of can do the little it's kind of like you're working on your feet, but you would do it on your palm of your hand. And so this would be like the first zone, second zone, third zone, or the third area, that kind of like how we have that on the bottom of the feet. So it'd be 1, 2, 3 here. And then you would kind of do the same thumb walk down each one of the fingers. And then you would do the pulls in between each one of the fingers. So you could do an AromaTouch hand technique to yourself. Great, great question. Any other questions? Okay, if that's it, we're going to go ahead and stop the recording. You guys all have a fabulous day. Reach out if you have any questions.